The significance of this event is that this is not the first big ice sheet that's broken away from the Antarctic Peninsula. This is about the 9th or 10th that's broken off within the last 30 or 40 years. This is a pattern of increased activity that certainly is, if not directly, indirectly related to climate change. For somebody that works in climate change like I do, this is a big deal. It's a warning sign. It's another one of the warning signs that our planet is changing, is warming. It means a lot to me personally because having worked in Antarctica for 30 years, I know that some of the organisms I study on the seafloor, sponges and soft corals, have chemicals in them that can fight cancer and can fight MRSA bacteria that are so dangerous in hospitals now. We study these things and we know that there's this incredible chemical diversity that has the potential for being very important for humans in the centuries to come. And to lose that because the water's warming, because of ocean acidification, because of the factors that are driving climate change, CO2 being built up in our atmosphere, is really, really scary to me. We don't want to squander that. So Antarctica, although its currents are tied to climate everywhere in the world, also is a resource for us and for our children and our grandchildren. Right now, the crack that delineates the Larsen C has gotten to the point where this ice shelf the size of Delaware is about to break free. It's dangling, if you will. And the crack in the ice is about 100 feet wide. The piece of ice itself is about 2,000 square miles in size. And that's coming from a larger chunk of ice that's 19,000 square miles in size. So this is a big chunk, but there's still going to be a big piece of the Larsen C left behind once this big chunk comes off. If it doesn't break up, if this 2,000 square mile chunk of ice, this piece of the Larsen C doesn't break up, it'll be one of the largest icebergs in the history of recorded time that we know about icebergs. What's happening is the Antarctic circumpolar current, the largest current on our planet that circles Antarctica in a clockwise direction, is beginning to warm. And the air temperatures over the Antarctic Peninsula have warmed tremendously. In fact, one of the most rapid warming regions on our planet, as much as 10 degrees Fahrenheit over the last 60 years. So with a combination of warming air and warming water from the underside, these ice sheets are becoming unstable. And so this is yet another example of an ice sheet that's becoming susceptible to global warming. The concerning news is that scientists know that when these ice sheets break free, they are essentially eliminating a barrier to the flow of ice off the continent of Antarctica. Remember, Antarctica is covered with about 2 miles deep ice. It covers the entire continent. This is where 75–80% of the world's fresh water is locked into the Antarctic ice cap. So there are glaciers behind the Larsen C that will accelerate as that goes away, that barrier disappears. And it's that ice that comes from land and into the ocean that contributes to sea level rise. So that is a small part of the equation of why we're seeing seawater in Miami streets now at particularly high tides called king tides. Antarctica is very much going to be in the equation of sea level rise globally.